Okay. I'm going for the unplugging the phone ending.
When Stanley came to a set of
See
two
how
open
fast I can
this
go
was
through
not
this.
the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime.
The yellow line
Rather
ending
harsh,
is definitely
but eager
like
to get back to business,
the
Stanley took the
funniest
first open
that I've
door on his
seen.
left.
That's, I think, my favorite, just from a pure entertainment standpoint.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here. Clear.
So, like the yellow line, this is a like narrator as storyteller ending, at least so far. Who knows where it's going to go? Which is that's part of the device that I really liked about the yellow line, and so I'm way into this too.
Thursday, Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices, and to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
This is amazing.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all.
Good.
We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
I like that the door is actually open, and this gives me an opportunity to see this sign if I didn't see it before. Employee lounge, right.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would.
What do you guys
That means
think?
choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I don't want to. I think I'm gonna get more.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh, this is fantastic. That's fantastic. The use of glitch art here is just obviously incredibly deliberate and really impactful. Can I do it again? No, that's as much as I can do it. Is it broken?
Oh,
Yes.
ruined. I can't believe after
Yes.
everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely?
So now, narrator as game author. This is actually something I don't think we've seen before. The narrator is usually like an element of the game, acting sort of within the context of the game, or aware of the game, but not responsible for it. No, this is the narrator's game.
Destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
That's good.
I have to.
It's good. It's good. I like how that's a progressive shutdown.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Of course not. Of course not. Of course I'm not going to do that.
Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the...
So I'm going to test this now, right?
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So we're establishing a pattern, and I'm going to test that pattern because I don't trust it yet.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Okay. So that's enough. That's enough repetition for me to now believe that that's all of the content that exists in that direction.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
Jesus, I would love to see a heat map of this game.
Open doors. He entered the door on his left.
I mean, I would just love to see a visualization of the amount of time that players spend in each of the places. And how often they backtrack and how often they do different things, because there's so much ambiguity about what you are allowed to do within the construct of the game as like a system of feedback that you know, I keep standing in closets for longer than is necessary or standing in elevators for forever. It would be really, really interesting to see, like, over time, over a lot of different players, what parts of this map glow red.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I don't know, Jesus, I don't know if are we clean now? Did we leave that ending? I'm gonna go up to the boss's office.
Staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
It's so unclear. I mean, like, delightfully. Like, oh no, this is different.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 511. Like, I absolutely don't believe that this is actually like recording audio. 115. Night Shark 115.
115. He spoke it into the receiver.
I think I have to click it.
There on the wall.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115. It's just fucking with me, isn't it?
Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is
Of course there's no mic. There's no mic in the game. Night Shark 115. This is the best ending for streaming.
You're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
That's wonderful. That's
Stanley came to
wonderful.
a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door.
There's a Stanley model.
Stanley? Hello?
Oh, interesting.
Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right?
Oh my
This is
God.
important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there?
Stanley character skin.
It's okay.
Like, just for this.
You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do.
It's
Take as much
amazing.
time as you need.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna do
Stanley decided to go to the
434.
meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others. So the thought of total solitude was
434.
terrifying to him.
434. Where's 434? Not anywhere here. 434. Walk up the chair. I tried to walk up the desk. Okay. I got confused.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Got it. No, don't got it. Oh, got it. Maybe. Guys, this is a lot of work. This is... Oh, there we go. There we go. Maybe. There we go. Ooh. Ooh.
At first, Stanley
Wonderfully
assumed he'd
creepy.
broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into
Good job,
the nature of
game.
video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So,
Good job.
now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop?
Oh,
Do you think
this
it
is
would have been
good.
particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer?
Oh my
How long
God.
will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say
Oh
that
my
no one who's
God.
listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other options so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. How do I continue the game? Is that actually a choice? I feel like that was presented to me as though it were going to be an actual choice. Like a continue. He said twice. He said continue. I can go to begin the game again, but there's no continue. Weird. That feels weird. That feels really weird. That's a hilarious ending. Night Shark 115. Is that gonna do it? Night Shark 115? No? Okay. Alright. I'm gonna restart. Okay, that was
All
good.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I'm gonna
Stanley
do
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
broom
second-guessed
closet?
the memo.
Broom closet better. Apparently there's more broom closet.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was
I mean,
not
this
a
is
single
great.
person
This
here
is
either.
just like,
Feeling
you
a
know,
wave of disbelief, Stanley decided.
this is a lot of fun for me to play through with hints, right? With somebody suggesting to me that that like there's something fun around this corner. You should go check that out. This game as a community game is like really seriously working for me. If I was playing by myself, I'd probably be like I wouldn't have gotten the unplug the phone ending. I mean, that's more content than I would have wanted to navigate for like really uncertain results. So I'm glad that I'm playing it in this setting. Like this, like really works for me. I would have enjoyed the game, but there's something like very, very comforting about playing this like with some people who have more knowledge than I do, who are sort of like letting me in on the joke.
To go up
That's a
to
lot
his
of fun.
boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part
So I'm
of
just
this.
gonna
I'm not
stand
going
in
to
the broom
encourage
closet
you.
for a while.
I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Yeah, this game is fantastic. I mean, it's just, you know, there's an enormous amount of content to it. Did I miss something? Or am I just not waiting long enough? I wasn't really paying attention to the narration because he had a different voiceover. Huh. I should have gotten the Hot Pocket. No good. We'll try it next time.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm gonna do boss's office. So, I mean, but you can see, right, like the way that this game is set up, there is some, not necessarily randomness, but there's dynamics to how these like little shifts in narrative change. And so if I didn't suspect through people, I don't know, possibly roping me, that there's actually like another thing that I could do, I might think that like maybe I've exhausted all of the broom closet content. God, now I'm wondering if I have. But regardless, like there's this, like the game plays on this uncertainty that means you, in order to get the whole thing, you would kind of have to play it forever. Which,
into his manager's office,
you know,
Stanley was once again
you're not going to do.
to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean, he wondered. Desperate for answers, he began turning the room over looking for clues that might unravel the situation, until at last he discovered a keypad behind the boss's desk. But alas, no code. For this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I don't think I can leave. Oh, I'm supposed to glitch the door? Oh. I went too far in. Okay. Okay. Overcommitted the office. I don't know if I'm gonna manage the glitch. I'm gonna try the broom closet again.
Stanley decided to
because
go to
maybe
the
that's
meeting
a
room.
real thing.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe. You guys are just gonna have me stand in a broom closet like for hours on end. This is just gonna be forever broom closeting.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Talk
Feeling
less,
a wave
don't
of
get
disbelief,
fired.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh, that was good. That was good. That's good. Okay. I'm gonna try closing the door to Stanley's office.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell.
There's a
But
clock
the one thing
right
he
there.
knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Oh my god. That's good. That's good. That's good.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
This isn't the right office is, like, we've gotten that before. Input received. Is it a different... It's a different computer every time. I'm gonna have to restart it several times.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'm just gonna try like
And so
some
he
random
detoured
stuff
through the
while
maintenance
I'm
section,
going through.
walked straight ahead
Yeah,
to
find all the
door
input
and got back
computers.
on
I'm
track.
gonna... But it didn't look like there was more
Yet
than
there
one
was not a
input
single person here either.
computer in the office. I think I have to go through multiple times.
Stanley
Broom
decided
closet,
to go up
that's
to his
wonderful.
boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover
Okay.
not an indication.
I could imagine that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Looking for input computers. Are those not all the computers? Possible. Wait. Maybe I don't know what the input computers are. Door closed behind me, so I'm not gonna be able to do much anyway. All right. Let me see if I can glitch these doors again.
When Stanley came to a set of 2
Yeah.
open doors,
I-
he
I-
entered
okay.
the door on his left.
I'm gonna stop soon, guys. I'm just like...
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming
One
to
more
a
time with the
staircase,
doors.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Awaiting input. There we go.
Stepping...
This feels real glitchy. Is this glitchy? Different graffiti. It still feels glitchy. I guess these doors would be closed. Yeah, here we go. It wouldn't let me go back if it was glitchy. Funny that there's no narration though. Like that's there's always narration. That's the constant. I can click on all sorts of things. but not in a meaningful way. I can go back out the way that I came. There doesn't seem to be a lot for me to do. I know, right? It's weird to not have the narrator. This feels so halfway. Like, the state of the game as I go through is that all of the doors close behind me, and so if this was a glitch, I would expect the doors to have remained closed. I should have a clear path back to the office. Yeah, I don't, though. So did I actually glitch it? Did I glitch it on the fake glitch ending? That's pretty impressive. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna try one more time. I go through here, and there's a closed door. I can't go any further. All right. Possibly the beginning was a different instance. Is a suggestion.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Is that because I already got that one, maybe? It's weird.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
It's nice that it recognized that I was clicking a whole bunch that time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door.
Here we go. One more time. Last time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping.
Nice. Alright, let's see if it worked this time. That seemed normal. That seemed like a normal start of the game. I think. I mean, it's hard to tell. I've become so familiar with this office. Like, this map is burned into my mind now. Here we go. Here we go. Creepy, mysterious. I'm now leaving. Escape pod bay. This is on the other side of the windows. That's door 430. Interesting. Escape pod bay. What was it? 760? 755. Exactly the same. Okay. Good. Good, good, good. I gotta go up 5 flights of stairs. It's the same on every floor. 757. Oh god, I hope there's something up here. 758. $7.59. The anticipation is killing me. Oh, Jesus. It gets darker and darker and darker. Escape pod launch bay. There's that one screen that's on. That's sort of weird. I don't know where I'm. Oh, there we go. Escape pod launch bay. Here we go. Shit, what happened? Was that that was the ending? I almost get to the launch bay? That was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. Okay. Cool. That's all I can do tonight. I gotta go to bed. I gotta get some sleep before tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for all of your Stanley Parable tips. My plan is this weekend to start doing Hotline Miami, which will be an interesting, very, very different kind of a game than Papoio or Stanley Parable. I hope that it will be a lot of fun. It's the first one that we're doing that I have never touched before, so I've heard about it a little bit. Okay, here we go. We're doing last thing. Last thing. I got to have. Hev is very colorful. I think the voice is saying push the buttons? Is this heaven because I have like an infinite number of buttons that I can push? What's going on? This is so weird. My ability to press buttons is like expanding in a really weird way. These controls got like crazy loose all of a sudden. It feels very different doing this than it is to doing anything else. Okay, this is a heaven of buttons, which I have to say, like, from the perspective of my claim that this is a game that is rewarding me with acknowledgement of my actions, the most reductionist way that you can sort of take that is to give me an infinite wall of glowing buttons that all acknowledge my interaction. If I press a button, it's going to boop and it's going to turn dark and it's going to be obvious, like it's very clear that I have pushed that button. That's I think an interesting sort of meta commentary on the Stanley Parable itself. So bring questions this weekend. if you want to talk about the Stanley Parable, or we'll talk about Hotline Miami. I think on Saturday at some point I'll announce on Twitter when exactly I'm streaming. This was a ton of fun. Like I said, this would have been a very different experience for me if I had done it by myself. So I am supremely glad that I played through this game with all of you. I think that added to my enjoyment of it immensely. I really, really appreciate you guys hanging out with me and chatting with me and showing me all of this cool stuff in the Stanley Parable. We'll play Hotline Miami in a little bit. All right. Thanks very much. Have a good night.